Hi everyone, we are Group 4 and today we are so glad to be here and support our position is animal testing shouldn't be banned with three main arguments following. Firstly, we think animal testing shouldn't be banned because it plays a vital role in the development of both human and animal medicine. Already exists for a long time, animal testing contributed to 70% of Nobel Prizes in medicine, and many award-winning scientists affirm that they could not have made their discoveries without animals. Thanks to testing on animals, they can further understand how a living body works, how a disease affects the body, or even how the immune system responds to it. And from the understanding, they can explore the potential therapies, which is impossible in humans, and it leads directly to the development of new medicine and surgical techniques which benefit both animals and humans. Now, to be more specific, I would like to mention one of the remarkable achievements of animal testing, which I think most you guys are sitting here or even people around you all benefit from it, that is vaccine. Thanks to it, many diseases that once killed millions of people and animals every year are now treatable, preventable, or have been eradicated altogether. For example, in humans, there are many epidemics or pandemics, such as smallpox, that is one of the worst pandemics the world has seen, or hepatitis A, flu, or even Ebola. Besides that, in animals, they also suffer from many serious diseases such as rabies, anthrax, or tetanus. However, not only some animals are here suffer from the diseases, but also other animals or even humans can get infection from them as well. Therefore, animal testing is really essential to the study of the diseases. Luckily, nowadays, all the diseases are preventable thanks to the worldwide vaccination. But without animal testing, these diseases would still be a big problem that affect masses of people nowadays.
The second argument here is animal testing has been an irreplaceable part of the drug development process. The first explanation for this is animals and humans share many physiological and genetic similarities, which effectively predict the drugs on humans. At a physiological level, humans and animals are remarkably similar. Animals from mice to monkeys have the same organs such as heart, lungs, and brain, and the organ systems such as cardiovascular or the nervous systems, which perform the same function in pretty much the same way. The similarity means that nearly 90% of veterinary medicines which are used to treat animals are the same or very similar to those developed to treat human patients. Regarding the genetic similarity between humans and uh, animals, we can take mice as an which account for the majority of animals used in research as an example. So mice and humans share 97.5% of their working DNA, which therefore can guarantee the accuracy in medical research. Another reason is existing alternatives such as computer modeling, microdosing, in vitro testing, and MRI scanning tend to complement rather than replace the use of animal testing. Firstly, we have computer modeling. So, before one can program a computer model to reflect an aspect of our physiology, we need to extract information from actual bodies of animals and humans. However, the information of our bodies or in our bodies is staggering, and we have rarely used it, and therefore the use of animals in research is needed. Next, we have microdosing. Microdosing is an exciting new technique for measuring how very small potential doses of new medicines move around the body, but it cannot predict the toxicity or side effects that occur at higher therapeutic. And then let's move to the third alternative. We have in vitro testing. In vitro testing means testing things in a test tube or a cell culture flask. Yes, and a drug can work fine on a cell in a test tube, but we don't know for sure whether it can work well too in a body. It is because a test tube has no blood circulatory system, no liver, no brain, or no nervous system, and it cannot feel pain or get pregnant. And we and as we can know, our body is a sophisticated and interconnected system. Then therefore we need to try it on a living creature. And again, it's still animals. The last one is MRI scanning. Scanning helps scientists to see how certain parts of the brain light up under certain conditions, giving us clues about what parts of the brain control different aspects of our bodies, our thoughts, and clues about how the brain works. But it's difficult to understand the genetic and the underlying molecular basis of obesity. And for this, we need to use animals, mainly mice, if we are going to develop more effective therapies. And obviously, yes, these alternatives play a useful role and help to reduce the number of animals used in research, but they cannot replace animal testing completely.
The third reason why animal testing shouldn't be banned is animal testing has its own regulation aimed at protecting laboratory animals. So I would like to define what is animal testing regulations. Animal testing regulations are laws or guidelines that permit and control the use of non-human animals for scientific experimentation. They vary greatly around the world, but most governments aim to control the times individual use, the overall number used, and the degree of pain that animal may suffer without anesthetic. Anesthetic is the drug that makes the body unable to feel pain. And next, I would like to introduce to you the 3R principle, which is described in 1959 by William Russell and Rich Birch. This principle includes replace, reduce, and refine. Let's have a close look to this principle. The first one, replacement. Replacement means that instead of using animal, scientists will try to using another method, like using computer programs, using fruit flies or worms, using viral experiments, or using human experiments. And secondly, reduction. Reduction means that by sharing results to present or publish, to imaging, careful design and analysis, the number of animals used will reduce and the information gathered will increase. And the last one, refinement. Refinement means that the scientists will try to minimize the animal suffer, pain, and distress by softer experiments, better pain relief, better handling, and better housing. So how animals are clarified and used in scientific research? Let's have a close look at this pie chart here. And you can see that the most animals used is mice, which account for 61%. However, they are genetically modified animals who are born for experiments. So what about the others? As you can see that it's the vertebrates like fish, birds, reptiles. They are used whenever the license have, and for some larger animals like dogs, monkeys, pigs, they just account for 2%, less than 2%. And for some special like animal like gorilla, chimpanzee, or changes, they are no longer used in the UK for 25 years. And next, let's have a close look at the proportion of animal used in research. In the US in 2018, by pain and anesthesia category, as you can see that the highest number here is no pain, no anesthesia, which accounts for 60%. It also means that scientists also always try to reduce the pain that animals suffer in experiments. So how do they control the animal in research? I have two pictures. The first one is the US organization that have launched to protect animal rights and make them suffer less, which are the USDA or the OLAW and so on. They are all created to protect animals. And secondly, you can see here, this is the laboratory animal welfare regulations in the Asia. Some countries like Japan, Korea, Singapore, India, and China, they have their own regulations to protect animals. It means that it doesn't necessary to ban animal testing because the animal testing are all safe and the animals are protected. So, and another main point is that the three separate licenses to govern the use of animal in research. The scientist needs to have three separate licenses. The first one is the personal license for researcher. The second one is the project license for study. And the last one is the establishment license for the place where the research is done. It's not easy at all for the scientists to create the testing in animals, but if they can satisfy the government, they can do that. So I would like to conclude our three main arguments, which are: the first one is the benefits of medical treatment for both humans and animals. The second one is the irreplaceable part of drug development process. And the last one is current regulations to protect animals.